Every one of us is tasked with bringing the world to perfection. This week's Parsha reveals a secret to help us do just that. In Parsha Balak, we learn about an existential threat to the Jewish people. Balak, the king of Moab, is scared. He saw how the nation of Israel defeated the armies of any king who stood in the way of their journey towards the land of Israel, and he was worried that his nation would be next. He knew that Israel's success was because Hashem was with them in their fight. So he hatched a plan to get the non-Jewish prophet Balaam to come and curse the nation of Israel, figuring that if Balaam is able to remove Israel's divine support, then his armies could wipe the nation of Israel out. Hashem intervenes and turns Balaam's attempts to curse Israel into a series of blessings, thus thwarting Balak's plan. Interestingly, this narrative is really the only narrative in the Torah where no member of the Jewish people play an active role. It's a story that impacts us, but it's not a story about us. We're objects in the story, but not the stories of subjects. If the Jewish people were not an active part in this narrative, I wonder, when did they learn about it? Did they see a live stream on TikTok of Balaam's curses being turned into blessings? Did they learn about it when they were dealing with Moab's seduction at the end of this week's Parashah? Did Moshe not know about it until Hashem dictated the words of the Parashah for him to write down? Did Moshe tell the people about it as soon as he found out, or did the rest of the nation not learn of these events until Moshe recounts them in the book of Devarim months later? But more importantly, how did the people react when they learned about this? Here are people who for the past 40 years have experienced daily open miracles and reacted to those with constant complaining. But now they learn about a behind-the-scenes miracle, a hidden miracle, a miracle not about directly sustaining the people in their daily needs, but about Hashem thwarting a threat that the people didn't even know about. We don't know how the people reacted because the reaction is not recorded in the Torah, but I'd like to imagine that they responded with praise to Hashem, maybe even song, for Hashem having saved them from an unknown existential threat. Chaverim, my friends, how do we react to behind-the-scenes miracles? Behind-the-scenes miracles are happening every day. Some of them we hear about after the fact, like in this week's Parsha. Others we may never hear about. We hear of amazing clandestine operations that Israel carries out around the world, selling pagers to Hezbollah, building a drone factory in Iran, planting computer viruses in Iran's nuclear systems. We heard about all of these after the fact and realized that Hashem's hand had been at play for years to set up the success of those operations. We hear about that and we praise Hashem. But what about all the successful operations we never hear about? Are they any less praiseworthy? We hear about doctors developing a new medical treatment and curing many patients, only later to learn of all the miracles that happened over many decades that led to that medical breakthrough. We learn of Hashem's guiding hand in that, and we praise Hashem. But what about all the times Hashem cured someone from an illness that they didn't even know they have? Is that miracle any less praiseworthy? When we learn of a miracle, we rejoice. But why wait? We know Hashem is working miracles that we won't learn about for years, if ever. Why not praise Hashem for those miracles now? On Yom Kippur, in the Al Chet, we ask forgiveness for the sins we have committed that we know and that we don't know. I think we need to adopt the converse of that as well. Begin thanking Hashem for the miracles that we know about, as well as the miracles that we don't know about. Hopefully, we're all already thanking Hashem for the miracles that we know about. What an amazing statement of faith in Hashem it would be if we all began to thank Hashem for the miracles that we don't yet know about. Thank you, Hashem, for sustaining me and my family and all of Am Yisrael every day in ways I will never know about. How much more perfect would our world be if we were all able to recognize all the good that comes from Hashem, even the good that we don't yet know about. That is one thing we can learn from this week's Parsha. How will you step up this week to bring the world a little closer to perfection? Shabbat Shalom and Am Yisrael Chai.